Today we will be talking about a more serious topic. Although depression is already a very serious topic, we'll be talking about self-harming and suicidal attempts or ideas. I was never cutting myself, but I definitely felt the need one day at some point to kind of feel physical pain to cope with my mental pain. What I did that day was to just put a blunt scissor against my arm and just press until it was painful. I knew it wouldn't cut myself. I wouldn't cut myself. I don't know, like the inner pain level was so intense that I kind of wanted to find a way to let it out. I knew I never wanted to start cutting myself on a regular basis or even cut myself the very first time. I knew that that's not the final solution and that at some point I would have to stop this kind of coping mechanism. Just like for smoking or excessive drinking, I never was into those kind of things because I knew that that's not a lifestyle and it's not something that will make you survive above 60 if you do if you do any of those things excessively, I guess. I was still controlling myself very strictly while I was in those bad phases. When it comes to suicidal thoughts or attempts, I never really thought about committing suicide, but there was definitely this time where I wanted to die. I wanted to die because I didn't want to suffer anymore. The suffering at some point was so big that although I still saw a point in my life, I thought maybe my life will not be as I thought it would be. I always thought that there's something that I have to do in my life that's special and changes people, or nature, or the environment in a small scale. Obviously I was not arrogant enough to say that I will change the world, but I wanted to always change a small part of the world around me, you know. This is the one thing that really kept me going through everything. In those dark days where I did not want to live anymore, it was maybe one of the things that kept me from actually planning or attempting suicide. What was going in my mind was more, I would like to have an accident that I didn't cause by will. Just like maybe crossing the street, not looking very carefully, and then getting hit by a truck. And then you don't have the choice but to die, you know? That's the kind of thing that I was nearly wishing for. But I got through it, and I'm quite happy that I'm alive. And I also, at that time, saw a documentary on suicide, and I saw how it affected friends and family, and that literally everybody that's close to you feels guilty for your suicide and blames themselves for it. And I think I'm also not egoistic enough to attempt suicide. I was more thinking about the people around me than about my own well-being. Therefore, I stayed alive. And my life changed, and I'm happy, of course, that I'm still alive. No matter how hard your day is, or how painful your week was, or your month, or even your year, there's always better times ahead. Always. It's impossible that it will stay this dark for you, you know? It's impossible. And your brain might tell you that there will be no light at the end of the corridor ever again. But that's obviously not the truth. In case you're really down right now, maybe try to find a way of channeling it, of channeling your feelings, like writing a diary, or writing poetry, or a song, or however you express yourself. And don't feel stupid about it. Don't say that you're not talented enough to write a poetry or whatever, or you're not talented enough to write down your feelings in a journal that nobody else will read but you. Just try to find a channel And listening to music could be also one of those things. Don't cut yourself, please. I mean, it might be a temporal relief, but it will never be the entire answer. I mean, you cannot continue like this all your life. In that moment it might help you, but it's not the entire solution. Yeah, please don't harm yourself. You know, if you need somebody to talk that's not connected to you at all, just write to me. Tell me everything. I really don't have any inhibition writing back to you. And we can get through this together. It's not worth that you harm yourself or kill yourself. It's not worth it. You're too important. And I hope this video might change something in your mind. I know where you're coming from. I know how horrible it can get. But if you don't find the strength within yourself, which is not a bad thing, just try to find somebody that you can hold on to. Whether it's somebody as random as me, or maybe your family or best friend or whoever. Sometimes it can be easier to talk to somebody that's completely out of your situation, like a psychologist or whatever, social worker. Try to not lose all of the hope. Just keep one tiny spark. One tiny spark. And we will get through this, you know? You know, I'm the living example of somebody that got through shitty times. I really did not want to live anymore, and now you see me smiling. So, please get through this. It's okay. I hope this video was helpful to whoever watched, and I hope that most of you are through those bad periods, and I obviously hope that most of you never even experienced it. But when you have depression, there is at some point when you believe that depression is all that's left in you, the point where you don't want to live like this anymore. We can do it. But if you think that nobody loves you, I love you. And I really want you to be safe, and I hope you all have a nice day from now on. Bye bye. And don't really hesitate to write to me on Twitter or a private message on YouTube or whatever. Thank you so much. I love you.